We've come to Little Cayman Beach Resort, a world-class scuba diving location in the Caribbean. We're here to witness a shootout, a digital shootout.
Some people, they'll basically get up, crack of dawn, and start working on some of their photos, get out on the dives, make every dive they can, and then they'll hit the seminars, then squeak in another dive after that, and then basically stay up all night working on their gear.
Others enjoy a more relaxed pace. So while participants search for some cool subjects to shoot, let's get a little bit better oriented on where we're getting away globally this week.
Little Cayman is the quintessential remote Caribbean isle. It's got scenic beauty, it's idyllic, it really is a diver's delight as well. About
10 miles long and averaging less than a mile wide, this tiny island has 22 miles of spectacular coastline. Little Cayman is known as one of Grand Cayman's sister islands. Less than 150 full-time residents here means there are plenty of places to truly get away from it all, if you don't mind sharing it with some of the locals. The main tourist draws here are its spectacular dive sites, where such world-renowned coral reefs as Bloody Bay Wall are home to more than 150 types of hard and soft corals and more than 500 species of fish and undersea critters.
As far as the diving goes, we want to provide the most enjoyable and most exciting but safest dive experience you can have here in Little Cayman.
It's very pretty. You've got the mini wall and then the big sandy boulevard and then the main wall. So it's entirely up to you as to how deep you want to go. At the moment we're attached to literally about 15 feet or so on this top hard pan here. Lots of really nice coral heads, barrel sponges that litter this mini wall as well.
The diving here has been great. Of course, Little Cayman is famous for the Bloody Bay Wall. It's just this a drop off into the abyss, and there's just all kinds of sponge life and colorful life attached to it. But what I was really surprised about is this place has basically pet groupers. These groupers follow you around like puppies. You know, they'll check you out for a little bit, leave, you'll be shooting something else. Next thing you know, right underneath you, here's like a 30-pound grouper hanging out just checking you out.
I think it goes back to old groupers from years and years ago that were fed by fishermen maybe. They seem to recognize the divers here. They were originally two very friendly groupers that enjoyed the company of the divers, and they've just passed it on down the line to the other groupers that watch them around. Peacock flounders here, very flat in the sand, two eyes on top, very strange looking fish, almost alien. When they start to move away, a tail will come up, a back fin will come up and will head in one direction, but when they settle on the sand, very, very difficult to see. They actually change their color to that particular part of the sand, so unless they move, like I said, they're very difficult. We also get juvenile ones here, about half the size, very, very small. Certain parts of the wall that stick out a little bit further than others. We get a lot of current coming through there, so we get a lot of fish. That leads to the big schools. We get big schools of barjacks and chubs here, especially at sites like Mixing Bowl. That'd be the main schools that we get, the chubs and the jacks. We get a lot of squirrelfish as well. They'll watch you, and as soon as you get too close, they zip straight into a hole because they know they're worried that you're going to take them out. Originally, the Cayman Islands was known as the Turtle Islands. If you go and look at the Cayman Airways sort of emblem, it's a turtle with a knight's shell and a flag. So, the turtles are very famous here. Actually, the numbers from what I've been told from people who've been here longer than me are actually dropping off, but they're still incredibly abundant. The hawksbill turtle in particular, but also we get green turtles here. And yeah, there are lots and lots and lots of them. The Bloody Bay Marine Park itself is very unique. It has two sections to it, the Bloody Bay proper, which runs out at a shallow hard pan about 18 feet all the way out to the wall, which then drops straight down to 6,000 feet. And then the other end of the marine park, the Jackson Bight section, has a mini wall that runs out from the shoreline. That drops down maybe 40 feet into a big sandy boulevard that crosses for maybe, I don't know, 100 feet in some places wide, and then that itself drops out to that main wall, which then undulates down all the way down again, down to 6,000 feet.
One of the shootout participants, Shelley McGahey, enjoyed hanging out and photographing one of the many sea turtles, as well as the unique underwater topography of the Marine Reserve.
That was pretty awesome. That's the first turtle I've seen this trip. So that's always exciting. And then probably about halfway into the dive, there was a, I don't want to call it a cave because it's not truly a cave, but an inlet. It was just really neat the way the coral was formed around it, and got in there and kind of looked back out and got a picture of my roommate that I'm hoping turned out really well.
When we come back, we'll check in on how Shelley's doing with her photo project. Take a unique tour of the ocean atop an undersea scooter. A quick tour of the Little Cayman Beach Resort. Plus food, glorious food, and a drink. Don't go away. We'll be back in just a moment.